All right, y'all, we are here for this lobster and shrimp fried rice. This recipe is easy as it can be. I used some leftover rice from one of the Chinese restaurants that I went to. All of the ingredients will be listed below. I think the only thing that I forgot to put in this picture is the sesame oil. But yeah, rice, shrimp. I did 3 lobsters. This makes enough for about, I'd say like 2, maybe 3 people. So you're going to take your lobster and you want to cut it straight down the middle. By doing this, it's going to make it a little bit easier for you to go ahead and pull that meat out. So go ahead, cut it straight down the middle. I tried to do it on each one so you guys could see. And you want to cut it all the way until it's about at that like back tail area. You do want to use some kitchen scissors. That is going to be important. Do not use any regular scissors because it might not be strong enough. And then you're going to take the back, like the kind of tail part, the shell, I should say, and pull it apart. If you need to, you can kind of like push through the bottom, you know, pick that up, and then you're going to go ahead and pull it all the way out. You're going to repeat this step for each of your lobsters. Peel the shell back a little bit. It might be a little hard. It also is a little sharp, so if you need to wear some like kitchen gloves or something like that, go ahead and do that. But you want to just go ahead. I like to get all the meat possible, so you're going to pick that up, push it through the bottom a little bit, loosen it up, and then that should make it a little bit easier for you to go ahead and pull it out. You do want to save as much of the lobster meat as possible. So like right here, a little bit didn't come out. I couldn't get all of it out. I'm not going to say gave up, but just kind of threw the towel in. Once that part happened, you want to try to get as much as you want. I know if I was on MasterChef, Gordon Ramsay would be yelling at me right now because the lobster meat is expensive. So if you want to take your time and do all of that, you can. Or you can just throw the towel in for the little bitty 2 pieces that's going to come out next. Go ahead and break the shell. I just speeded this one up so you guys could see. Might need to take a little thumb tuck under the bottom, pull it out, and boom, there we are. So next what you're going to do is wash it off and kind of get all of that shell off. Cut them down the middle just like that, and then make them into some cube-sized pieces. I wanted to keep them kind of bigger just because it's going to be easier for me to eat. And let's go ahead and get into this recipe, y'all. You're going to take your olive oil into a pan with some of that pure Irish garlic herb butter. Mix it around. Don't leave it in the pan too long at all because if you're using a wok, it will burn the butter, and that's not what we're here for. My pan is on a medium high, a little bit closer to the high because I'm making some seafood. I know it's going to be getting cooked real quick. So I added my lobster in, and then I'm also going in with my seasoning blend, y'all. It's real simple. I literally did a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper. That's all you're going to need for this recipe, and it's going to be very yummy. So go ahead and season that generously and then get those flavors mixed well together. We're cooking it in this butter. It's going to be so yummy inside of this rice, y'all. I cannot wait for y'all to try this. If you do, go ahead and tag me on Instagram at Breeze Heat, TikTok at Chef Breeze Heat, and on Facebook, I'm on Breeze Heat as well. I love to see y'all recreate these recipes. Some people be doing videos, and that's just the bomb, y'all. After about a minute, I went ahead and added my shrimp in there as well, and I'm going to add the same seasoning blend to it. And y'all know I like to cook my shrimp so they're not like piled up on top of each other. So go ahead and spread them things out. Add it in there. Yes, you see it's seasoned generously. That's what you wanted to have a little bit of flavor. I didn't do anything like Creole or anything because I really didn't want those flavors to overpower the seafood and the rice. You know, I wanted to be a little bit more of a simple, like tasty. It's gonna be very tasty, but it's not gonna be like overpowered with like a different flavor that doesn't really fit the food profile that I'm going for here. So yeah, just go ahead and mix that all up. You're gonna let this cook for an additional like maybe 2.5 minutes. This is seafood, so it's not gonna take long. So in total, you've been cooking the shrimp for about 2 to 3 minutes on 2 minutes on each side, and then you know your lobster was in there for about 1.5 minutes before that. Go ahead and mix it all up. Once it's done, take this out of your pan. Do not overcook your shrimp. Shrimp does not take any longer than 5 minutes to cook. Literally 4 if it's on medium high. So do not overcook this shrimp, y'all. I'm letting y'all know the sauce. Take it out, set it aside, and we're going to be using the exact same pan. We're not cleaning it out. We're using all of these flavors that have been cooking with these juices. We're not going to pour any of that out. Now you're going to go ahead and grab your sesame oil. And if you're here and if you made it this far, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I have a bunch of recipes on there for you to try. And follow me on all my socials. I'll have my beacons link tag below. All you have to do is click that link and it'll show you, it give you links to my TikTok, Instagram, whatever you need. Went ahead with some sesame oil, and I turned my pan down since I am about to start doing my vegetables. It's no longer on a medium high. It's more so on a medium low. So I would say before I was cooking it on about a 6 or a 7. Now I'm cooking it like a 4.5, 5. So I added some green onions as well as regular finely chopped onions. I did yellow onions, and here is my garlic. You're going to go ahead and mix that around, and you want these flavors to become real aromatic. It's going to be a little harder to smell because the sesame oil is a little bit like overpowering, but it's okay. You'll still smell it. It'll still be good. And you want to turn this down so your garlic is not burning. But do you see how I'm like scraping the bottoms of the pan? That's like getting all of that flavor from the lobster and the shrimp up into the pan, up into those vegetables that you have cooking. So yeah, go ahead and do this for about 1.5 minutes. Just make sure the garlic is not burning. Burnt garlic is just not tasty. I have learned my lesson with that. If any of your pieces of onion needs to be chopped, go ahead and do that. And let's get to the next step. I had Chinese food the day before this, and I knew I was going to make this, so I said, why not just ask them for some steamed white rice? And that was easy. I didn't have to cook it or anything. So I got the steamed white rice, and this is day-old steamed white rice. So I got this the day before, sat it in the fridge, and it is perfect to fry with. That can be y'all little hack. You know, if you don't really know how to make white rice, I can make a video on that if y'all really need me to. I really have no problem doing it. I do have one on my Instagram, but I don't mind making a longer version for y'all. You do want to make sure all those clumps are gone. So if it's easier for you to just use the back of the spatula, it should break apart pretty easily. But yeah, just go ahead and mix that. Now I kind of turned the heat up a little bit. You can see me doing it since I'm about to be frying the rice. Now I'll say we're on like a 6 or a 7. But yeah, getting all that nice sesame oil into that rice, soaking into it. And then now we're going to add our frozen vegetables. I add peas and carrots. I can just find them like this in the grocery store, specifically at Schnucks. I can't really find it in any other grocery store, just peas and carrots. So if it comes with like the green beans and stuff, if you want to pick it out, you can do that. If not, it's literally not going to do anything to the recipe except add a little bit more vegetable. And you can see I'm kind of tired of getting them clumps out. I used the back of the spatula. I had to go wash it off because what am I doing? But yeah, so continue to mix. I added in about 2 tablespoons of that garlic and herb butter and let it cook inside of the rice. It's going to give that a really nice flavor. It's also going to kind of like bring the rice a little bit more to life, in my opinion. And I went in with my seasoning blend, seasoned that generously. And then next I took my soy sauce. I believe this is a half a cup of soy sauce. And now it's time to mix all those flavor profiles together so we can get to where we're trying to be, y'all. You're going to mix this around for about 2 to 3 minutes, letting it get real nice and fried. You don't want it too high, though, because woks do be burning stuff quick, y'all. You don't want it that high. You don't want it that high at all. But we're going to also add egg into this. I know some people don't really like the egg portion. So if you're going to do that, this is what we're going to do. If not, you can skip this step. Push all the rice to the side and try to get it, you know, as together as possible as you can. And we are going to be using 2 eggs for this recipe. So you'll see me go ahead and crack the first one. There it is right there. Your wok should be nice and hot, so it should start to cook as soon as you put it in there. And then there's the second one. You're going to go ahead and get that mixed together. I had to go clean off the handle for mine. So, but yeah, I had to clean off the handle because I had spilled some egg on it. But yes, mix that together. I'm also going to be adding the exact same seasoning blend onto this as well, just so they all have that same flavor profile. Boom, there it is. Don't need too much because it's just 2 eggs. You know, we don't really need to overpower it and nothing like that. It's just going to be broken up. You want to make sure that that egg is not runny at all before you go ahead and mix it together. You don't want to have any runny egg in there. Not really a fan of it personally. But yeah, look at that rice, y'all. It looks so good. Now it's only really 1 to 2 more steps for this. You're going to add your meat back in. You see the kind of juice coming with it. Yes. Mix it together. Make it all fluffy, yummy. Turn it off. and get to eating, y'all. If you need to, the last step is really just adding you some yum yum sauce on it. But if not, this is what it is. This is going to be your final product. If you love it like I do, tag me in your, oh, garnish with some green onion, y'all. So that's your last step for real. But yeah, this is what it looks like once you're all done. It's really super yummy, and I can't wait for y'all to try it. Send this to a friend to try.